Alex, how did the interview go?
I did it. I got the job. I can't believe it.
I knew it. Let's meet up later to celebrate.
And Diego.
Mom, I got first place at the science fair with my volcano project.
That's amazing, sweetie. Congratulations.
Because when people are fed, futures are nourished, and everyone deserves to live a full life. Join the movement to end hunger at feedingamerica.org/actnow. feedingamerica.org/actnow. A public service announcement brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee. A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I had a long weekend, and I'm tired. I'm beat. I'm whooped. I'm famished. So I got some questions I want to ask. And rather than come up with a, I can tell you now. Jason, you can title this, ... Okay. So I got a couple things on my mind, and that's what happens when you take an extra day off and you don't get to pop off on Friday and then the weekend. By the way, went to Illinois State University. Illinois State played University of North Dakota, beat them 35-13. And so now they're 8-3, and they're actually going to a playoff. So, first time in a few years. So it was pretty cool. Sat with President Tarhul, the president of Illinois State University. Is pretty cool. Pretty cool. Unfortunately, Concordia lost their game to Wisconsin Lutheran last weekend or weekend before that. So, better luck next time. Couple conversations I had with people, right? Couple conversations about not just the elections, but just things that are going on. And I had an interesting conversation about Thanksgiving food giveaways, right? And so somebody was telling me that an organization gave away food, and they gave away food to the homeless. Now, Jason, would you say that was a cool thing to do? Give food away for Thanksgiving to the homeless.
Without question, they need it.
All right. How you gonna cook it? What are you laughing at? Why? See, now he don't want to come back on the microphone because he did what everybody did. Oh my God, it's a great thing. We're gonna feed the homeless. I said, no, that's not what I said. I said giving away food to the homeless. They go, great. And I'm like, for Thanksgiving. Good. How you gonna cook the turkey?
They got to go like to a shelter or something.
How you gonna go to a shelter and everybody gonna take the turkey and cook a turkey at a shelter? How's a crackhead gonna cook a turkey? How?
I don't know where they go take that turkey.
I'm just saying. So sometimes we applaud things that really, like when you look at it on its face, you go, why are we doing this? Like, what is the reason to sit here and do this? You're literally giving turkey to the homeless. All right? These are all conversations I had with people who we had to argue and talk about it and do things. All right. Here's the other one. If you had an AI-generated Bible that only had scripture in it that you could ask questions and look up stuff, would you use that?
It might be a little easier than trying to fish through. You know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, if I have AI, I'll be able to tell AI.
No. AI Bible. So the only thing I feed into the AI to get it going is the Bible. All 66 books, Old Testament and New Testament. It's in. Bet. So I should be able to ask it, hey, when I looked at that girl and we did such and such and this and that, is that sin? And based on what the AI says with all the information from 66 books of the Bible, Old Testament, New Testament, Pentateuch, all that, it should be able to tell me, yeah, dude, that's wrong. You should repent. You know, the Bible says this.
That's a lot.
But if it says, don't worry about it, it'd be good. Because all people are good. Like, right? If it starts to take on its own, I would say, nah, but you think it's coming? Like, what things are we going to apply or turn over to AI that we probably shouldn't? Right? Hey, write me a sermon based on the Christian Bible and the 66 books and this and that. And then you can say, I feel lonely. Write me a sermon from the Bible and it'll just kick it out. Oh, I feel better. Why would you go to church? I'm just saying. This is the stuff. This is what happens when you give me more than 2 days off. Because usually I do Sunday, Truth on TMJ. But now, right? Now, y'all gave me Sunday off too, and Saturday, and Friday. Oh, it's a mess. It's a mess. Here's another one. You know who Tamir Rice is? You know who Miss Taylor is? Who got killed? Breonna Taylor. You know who George Floyd is? Who's Tony Tempa?
I've never heard of that.
Okay. I'm just saying. 32-year-old unarmed white man murdered in Dallas, Texas by police officer Dustin Dillard responded to a call by Tempa requesting aid for a mental breakdown due to the fact that he had not taken his medication for schizophrenia and depression. Dillard pushed his body weight onto Tempa on the ground 14 minutes after he was already restrained, ignored pleas. He said he was in pain and he was going to die. And then he died. No criminal charges had been filed, but in 2021, a judge ruled that a wrongful death lawsuit by the family had merit, and they paid his son a measly $1 million. So why haven't we heard of this slew of white people that have been killed by police? Why is it black lives are deemed more important by the media? And why is the predominantly white media constantly bashing the police to drive a schism between the black community and the white community of cops. Why is that? Why don't we know the names of all the white people killed, just like the names of all the black people killed? When in many instances, more white people are killed by far than black people, but we only know the names of black people. And the white media are the ones that do that. I would expect the black media to do it, right? But the white media does it. Why? If we talk about we want power, we want information and control it, why aren't we telling the white media, go somewhere, sit down, shut up, because we don't want to hear it? We already know that. If you really want to show police brutality, you're only showing police brutality when it's white cops against black. That's a problem. Or even black cops against black. But it's always against the black community. But yet we wonder why people vote the way they vote, feel the way they feel. It's the media's fault. That's just me. So I thought about that over the weekend, and somebody named off 10 or 12 different white people that had been killed by the police, and nobody knows their name. Was George Floyd the first person to get killed by kneeling on his neck? Yeah. No. Tony Tempa. August 10th of 2016 is when he died. So it's a wonder when you have places like Dallas when a police officer can go in, shoot somebody, and then call her boss instead of calling 911 when she goes into the wrong apartment. But they know her name. Why? When a year or two prior, 3 officers killed a person. Nobody cared. He had already been handcuffed by a security guard. They restrained him on the ground while he squirms, saying out loud repeatedly, "You're going to kill me." Kept him prone for 14 minutes. Then they zip-tied his legs together. One pressed his knee into his back. One of the paramedics called to the scene, get this, administered the sedative Versed. The responders began to panic only when they loaded his body onto a gurney and said, he didn't just die down there, did he? He died within 20 minutes of police officers arriving of cocaine and stress associated with physical restraint. How long did it take Dallas to release the footage? 3 years. So we have this thing of cops doing bad stuff, black or white, and they should be in jail. But let's not forget that, let's not elevate one set of lives over the other. Let's not, in this time of Thanksgiving, not say one person's life is more important than the others. And then when you challenge people, they don't have anything to say. Which takes me back to Thanksgiving. Why are you giving turkeys to homeless people? I just, like, what? I'm like, and so the person's telling me the story, and I'm going, oh, okay. And then I did it. That sounds great. Yeah. Give it, then wait. Time out. Who'd you give them to? Oh, you gave them to the homeless. So where they supposed to cook the turkey and the dressing and the stuffings and keep the cranberry cold and make the egg salad and the greens and the macaroni and cheese? And I was like, where's a homeless person supposed? Again, where's the crackhead supposed to cook his turkey? I don't know. And they thought about it, and I knew I had them, right? Right? They start laughing. I was like, yeah, that's that nervous laughter, right? How do you respond to that, though? You just look at them. Oh, okay.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth. The Milwaukee Panthers hit the road again Wednesday night as they head to Orlando to take on the University of Central Florida Golden Knights.
Pullian shot fake, drive, teardrop is pure. Smooth move by Kentrell Pullian. Oh, that was pretty.
Scott Warris has the coverage Wednesday starting at 5:30 p.m. on 101.7 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield.
McKee back out there, gets in to the lane, stops and hits over the 6'8" Hronski.
Tip-off happens at 6 o'clock.
What if one day you went to your secret hiding place? You know, that spot that only you know about? And instead of what you came for, you found something a little different. What if instead of your private stash, you found a simple phone number, 1-800-662-HELP? What would you do? Would you stop and give it some thought? Would you make the call? The truth is, all drug use comes with risk. Before those risks become real, before drugs turn your life upside down, before drugs take their toll on you and your family, know that there is help. You can quit. If you or someone you love is struggling with drug use or prescription drug misuse, call 1-800-662-HELP for 24-hour free and confidential information and treatment referral, or go to samhsa.gov/thereishelp.
What's up, Truth Nation? It's your girl, Noni Juice, here for my friends at Steinhafels, of course. And guess what? Steinhafels' biggest Black Friday sale ever is happening right now. Take $100 off every $14.99, plus get a $100 MasterCard for every $14.99. Or you could choose Steinhafels' 0% 60-month financing. Save big on all the best mattress brands and find Black Friday doorbusters like recliners for just $199 and hundreds more in-store and online at steinhafels.com. Steinhafels Black Friday sale, 1 week only.
In our community, you will find a Center for Food Security. You'll discover a Center for Behavioral Health Support, a proven Center for Home Care, a successful Center for Employment, a Center for Trauma Recovery, and more. We are Centers for Independence. Find out how you can support Centers for Independence's work and mission at cfihope.org/independence.
When you've been seriously injured, you'll need a team with knowledge and experience to get the results you deserve. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Prostate cancer screening is a simple blood test. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. Go to pcf.org today. Remember, it's your life, and it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, Milwaukee City Council is going to be taking up the budget vetoes tomorrow that Mayor Cavalier Johnson had some vetoes in the budget. And so this is a great article by Allison Durr in JS Online. Milwaukee Common Council is set to vote on whether to override or sustain Mayor Cavalier Johnson's vetoes of council amendments to his 2025 budget. Do we think that'll happen? I don't know. Do we think that'll happen? By the way, if you have any comments on anything I talked about in my open Giving turkeys to homeless people, and that just makes me laugh. Giving turkeys to homeless people and AI Bible. All right. I'm just reading the talking text line. Ashley said, we don't know all the names of black people as well. You really think they publicize all murders by cops? That's not the point I'm trying to make. What I'm trying to make is that you don't hear about white people being killed by police at all, unless it's so egregious and it's witnessed by a person, or it's the white woman tears. Then they make a big deal of it. Or you remember how they made the big deal of the white girl that was missing from like Florida or something, and they found her dead and all that? She was missing, and they turned the world upside down. White female, blonde hair, blue eyes, she's missing. We're going to turn the world upside down. All these black women missing. Just other, and watch this. Was it race? Probably not. You know what it was? Her mom and daddy had money, so they were able to publicize it in a way that other people weren't. That's what really makes people mad. Nowadays, when you mention race, they just go, playing the race card. But when you say, hey, it's about money, then they get upset. Of course, they don't publicize all murders by cops, but it's not murder. It's a homicide. Homicide is taking of a life. Murder is premeditated. That's how my brain is wired. And bottom line, the majority of people that get shot by police because they're doing something they're not supposed to do. And those that get shot innocently, the police should go to jail, period. They don't report all the white people killed because the uproar would be swift. I don't know what that means. Blacks are viewed as violent and assumed to be at fault for their deaths at the hands of police in the eyes of the mainstream audience. How you know that? Where's that come from? And that's a legitimate question. I'm asking, where's it come from? Anyway, the mayor, Cavalier Johnson, he sent a 5-page veto message to the council where he largely agreed with the spending plan, but was critical of some of the council's decisions. He wrote that he vetoed in whole or in part 2 amendments based upon strongly held principles. He said, I believe borrowing ought to be reasonable, justifiable, and sustainable. What in God's name would be sustainable about borrowing money? The ability to pay it back, maybe? The other thing, I believe all city departments should share the budgetary limitations on staffing and expenditures. And I believe knowingly underfunding any budget category with the intention of using contingent borrowing to fill an inevitable shortfall is a mistake. Well, here's what it comes down to. Some things are actually more important than others, and they should be cut. They could be cut. And that money can either go somewhere else. Now, if you're going to borrow to fill a hole after you cut it, he's correct. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. The council on the 8th of November adopted a $2 billion 2025 budget with amendments that boosted funding for road repair by $6 million, funded multimodal transportation, and down payment assistance and more. 10 votes are needed to override Johnson's vetoes. He vetoed a full measure that would borrow an additional $4 million fund to improve to an additional 30 lane miles of roadway. That didn't read right. Johnson vetoed a measure that would borrow an additional $4 million to fund improvements to an additional 30 lane miles of roadway. The money would go to a high-impact paving, a process that involves surface repairs to extend the life of a road by about 10 or 15 years. So here's my problem with that. You ready? You ready? You don't want to spend money to fix the roads. It's the one thing in a black community everybody is screaming about. The roads are garbage. Every morning I drive down a certain street and the road is dipping. And eventually it's going to be a hole and somebody's going to crash and somebody's going to get hurt or die. But you would rather build some garbage downtown, and we'll talk about it in top 5 at 5. You'd rather take down 794 so you can get more revenue for downtown. And you're not doing anything to help the black community, the white community, Hispanic community, Asia, anybody in the city that doesn't make as much money as you. That's the problem. And so we want to tear something down so we can get more tax money, but the only thing you're building up is downtown. You're not building up the rest of the city. And then when you have a chance for additional road repairs outside of downtown, might even include downtown. 466 miles of roadway is considered to be in poor condition. The amendment added $100,000 to the tax levy for 6 months of interest on the borrowed sum. It directed city engineer and mayor's office to prepare a long-term strategy to maintain the city's infrastructure and address the growing backlog of poor condition local roads. And that plan would have to be reported to the Common Council by May 31st. Johnson, in his veto letter, raised concerns about increasing the city's borrowing. $4 million in a $2 billion city? You have to stop. You have to stop. I hope they override his vetoes. If but for the roads. I'll gladly pay extra for the roads. If I know the street's going to be there. So what are we doing? People understand it now. We're gonna have to pay for it. But then let's pay for it. Why don't you save the $10,000 you want to give to cops as incentive to become cops and use that? That's got to be worth, I don't know, $4 million maybe? I don't know if it's that much. I don't think it's that much. Can't we? I don't think so. 833-212-1017 is the number. What are your thoughts? Amend, don't amend, veto, don't veto, pass, don't pass. Either way, you play, you pay.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Milwaukee Health Services Incorporated is celebrating 35 years of serving all income and medically underserved populations of Milwaukee's metropolitan area. MHSI is a one-stop shop that provides medical, radiology, dental, pediatric, behavioral health, pharmacies with affordable medications, and more. Also, MHSI's new family medicine residency program, located at the Isaac Cogg's Heritage Health Center, has brought 28 family doctors to our area, which is significantly impacted by healthcare workforce shortages. Become a new patient today. To schedule an appointment, call 414-372-8080. Your health is their business.
Bengo made his list and checked it twice. Turns out Bucks fans are really nice. Slay the holidays with a limited time ticket offer that will land you at the top of Bengo's nice list. Score gifts for the Bucks fans in your life and treat yourself too. Holiday packages feature ticket codes to redeem now or use later, exclusive Bucks holiday items, and an e-gift card that can be used to eat, drink, and be merry at Pfizer Forum. Explore options at bucks.com/deal season.
More than 6 million kids in the U.S. have ADHD, and many aren't getting the support they need. At understood.org, we can help. Sometimes in class, the only thing your child can focus on are the thoughts racing through their head.
Why am I always falling behind? Why do I feel so alone? So different.
Your child is looking to you for answers. But as a parent, you probably have a lot of questions too. What should I do next? Where do I even start? At understood.org, we provide parents with the resources they need to help kids with ADHD thrive. Your child wants to thrive. Be the reason they do. Visit understood.org/thereason to get started.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other. Leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
Well, everything's winding down nicely. We do still have a little bit of a backup along 94 eastbound from about 68th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound's clear, 43 and 41, both looking good as well. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, cloudy with a chance of light showers, a high of 50. Tonight, clearing skies, cold and breezy with a low of 25. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Loziga on 101.7 The Truth.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth, powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Stein. For the second straight week, the Green Bay Packers getting another win, this time dismantling the San Francisco 49ers at Lambeau Field.
Jacobs, no shot, barreling forward, touchdown again, number 3 for Jacobs in Green Bay.
3 touchdowns for Jacobs there to go along with 106 yards on the ground, and the Pack get the 38-10 win to improve to 8-3 on the season. Next up for Green Bay, Thanksgiving night against Miami.
These guys got to do whatever they can to try to get their bodies back, and that's a physical football team we just played. So I'm sure some of the guys are going to be pretty sore, but they're in there doing recovery right now.
And lastly, we'll head over to college hoops, where the 19th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers beat Pitt on Sunday 81-75 to win the championship of the Green Greer Tip-Off. The win improves Wisconsin to a record of 7-0. Next up is Chicago State on Saturday night. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. See, I look at myself on YouTube, and sometimes I just sit like a slouch. Like, what are you doing? Sit up! My goodness. Straighten up your back, boy. Look like you got sense. Goodness. All right, here we go. All right. Goodness. Looking all cray-cray. Are you supposed to say that on the radio? Cray-cray? Okay. So Jason be looking cray-cray. So I'm just saying. He be looking like me. Cray-cray. So I'm just kidding. CNN Politics says special counsel Jack Smith is dropping the federal election subversion and the mishandling of classified document cases against President-elect Donald Trump, seeking the case's dismissal in court filings today. Trump said he would fire Smith once he took office, shattering previous norms around special counsel investigations. So here's me talking, right? Like, this is me. If you coming after me and I get in a position to get rid of you in your position, what do you expect me to do? Jason, I'm going to take the upper hand, and whatever happens, I am going to trust in the justice. No, I'm getting rid of you, fool. Bye, poop. Why would you? Do you think if Barack Obama or Bill Clinton, and I know if Bill should have did it, but anyway, if you had a chance and you could go in and get rid of somebody that's been a thorn in your side. I've watched other people do it. Regardless of political affiliation, I would do it. That's just me. The Justice Department's position is that the Constitution requires that this case be dismissed before the defendant is inaugurated. Smith wrote of the election subversion case in a 6-page filing with the U.S. District Court Judge Tanya Chutkan in Washington, D.C. This outcome is not based on the merits or strengths of the case against the defendant. Chutkan formally dismissed the case without prejudice this afternoon. Smith's personal pursuit of Trump over his last 2 years for trying to subvert the 2020 presidential election and his mishandling of classified documents represented a unique chapter in American history. Never before has a former occupant of the White House faced federal criminal charges. Now, that's one of the issues I had with it. Not that it was Trump or Biden or anybody, but the fact that you've never gone after a president once they're out of office, you let go. You leave them be. And they didn't. And that set a precedent so that now, if Republicans don't like somebody, they wait till they get out of office, and then they just start hounding them and get people in the Justice Department and start going after them. And I pray to God that does not happen in this instance. At some point, we need to have both sides go to the corner. Hey, if y'all could fight like what's dude's name? Paul and Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, if y'all could fight like that, nobody'd ever get hurt. Nobody'd ever go to jail. Y'all just play with each other. Get that $40 million, $20 million paycheck and be done. That's what we should do. So instead of having wars, we'll just pretend to have wars. All right, go line up and, put your tank out there, but don't put nothing in it. Just make it for show. Yeah, we'd be blown out of here in no time. 833-212-1017. Why would you snitch on Clinton? Huh? Sure, I would. Enos said, why do we need to borrow money when the state has a budget surplus? Two different pots. And if you get it from the state, you would have to borrow it from the state and still pay interest. So it's a horse apiece. Wow. Somebody said, well, maybe they can make a makeshift grill or eat it raw. Survival skills. You would actually eat turkey raw? What is wrong with you? Wouldn't you get sick eating raw meat? I wonder if they cook raw meat back in the day, though. They just killed it, plucked it up, and eat it. Like, no, it don't sound. It just. When did cooking start? Like, when did we learn? Like, when did we start cooking meat and poultry and pulling feathers? Like, how do we get to that? Hey, I think if we pull the feathers out of that bird running around, like, why would you even think? Unless you got so hungry that you ate the first thing coming and it was a bird. It was a chicken. I'm sorry, in black vernacular, when people say eating the bird, they're talking about chicken. Why do we eat chicken the way we do, though? Like, I have no idea why black people eat chicken like that. We eat chicken like a fool. Like, they created Popeye's chicken, even though probably white people created it down in Louisiana. Or if they even created it in Louisiana. But the fact that we eat chicken like we've lost our minds. And I don't understand what that means. I don't understand why. I don't get it. Why do we eat so much chicken? I'm sorry. Why do y'all eat so much chicken? I don't eat chicken like that. I'm lying. 833-212-1017 is the number. Who put the phone all the way over there? Hey, it's Pop Off Monday. I'm going to complain about every little thing that I possibly can. Just like Sandra. I'm going to complain about Sandra all the time because all she do. Hey, Sandra, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, you gonna complain like me?
Mm-hmm.
Do I complain?
No. Well, yeah, you do.
I don't think so. I think I tell the truth. I tell the whole truth about
That's
the
not
city of
true.
Milwaukee.
That's not
It
true.
is. It's crummy. Look at
The
that.
fact that you just said that. The fact that you're changing your voice and trying to sound all means you're not telling the truth. Come on.
I am serious.
Okay.
I'm serious. Yes. Because
Yes.
look at the city.
No.
Come on. And then these people
What about
say,
What about it?
You were just talking about the crime, the this, the that. Well, if you deplete a city, you know you're going to get crime. I mean, so it's easy. I mean, these people act like they don't know what's happening, but they need. I told you before, they need somebody to pick on, somebody to blame the problems of the United States, and the people they do it is black people. And the killing part about it is only 13% of us here. So they're the ones that's fooled and tricked because they're going to be in the biggest trick bag they ever thought they would be in. Because when it hits us, it's going to hit them worse because it's more them to hit than us.
Why
So
does it,
that's the way I look at it.
So answer my question. Why does it have to be us and them? Why can't it just be us?
It ain't us because we're angels.
Okay, now you tripping.
No, I'm not. We are angels. Pretty much. Because most of us just mind our own business, go to work, raise our family. We just try to do the decent stuff. But if you keep, nailing on people saying they're your criminals, and then the killing part about it, you were just speaking now, the whole mess we got with our government, the guy that Jack Smith and all of them. Now, I told you before. Now, Jack Smith, he gave up the sting on Trump about the election fraud, all of that. I got a son sitting up in prison, and they gave him 49 years just for one incident.
But it depends on what the
right?
incident is. Yes, it is, because it depends on what the incident was.
No, he
yes,
didn't
it does.
kill
It most certainly
anybody.
does. It most certainly
No,
does.
it don't.
It
Look,
does.
okay, I'm going to tell you this. This man is robbing the country. He's going to have us fighting. So that's what they want. That's why they got all these guns going out and people just buying them off the shelf like that.
Where is this coming from? Like, where are you seeing all this stuff?
Because I've been reading. I've been reading.
What you been reading?
Hey, look, Dr. King, you know these people love guns.
What have you been reading? Answer my question. What have you been reading that's telling you?
I've been reading a lot of stuff. I've been looking at documentaries.
That's not an answer. That's not an answer, Sam.
I've been looking at documentaries on the internet.
It's not an answer.
Well, you asked me where I've been getting it from.
No, you're generalizing. I'm asking you very specifically where you get it from.
I said I got it off the internet.
Okay, that's not going to fly.
I ask questions. I Google the questions.
That's not good.
I see them where they saying all of these police in the police department got these wild tattoos on that they're gangsters. And well, it's been, it's been documented through the years, all of that stuff. That's why we always had problems with black people and police and stuff like that. But it's out there. This is history. They should know it. We should know all the history that happened to us. And
where'd it come from?
It comes from a nation that produced poverty and produced crime.
Okay.
Yes, that's how you get it.
Well, thank you much, Sandra.
Okay,
I
but then I'll call you again. And
hey, wait. How's your sister doing? How's your daughter doing?
My daughter. Oh, she's a little bit better today.
I'm asking you how your sister's
they got
doing
in another place.
and how your daughter's doing.
Oh, my sister? Oh, you didn't forget my sister?
Gee, some people.
That's good. I got her 2 little dogs. I'm babysitting for my daughter. I just came from seeing her. She's out in Menominee Falls. They put them out in these little rehab places so far out. First it was Muskego, then Burlington, and now it's way over here.
Okay.
Is she getting taken care of?
Is she getting taken care of?
Kinda. We're working on it. Kinda. She didn't have to go back yet.
You don't trust nobody, do you?
It's them. She gets them sick and she got to go back. It's not me. I wish I was a doctor and nurse. I take care of people.
All right. Well, thank you much. I appreciate it.
Okay, then. Bye Dr. Ken.
Bye. 833-212-1017 is the number. Major Mike, what you want? You're on the award-winning 1017.
Hey, man, why you always got to sound like some kind of elitist?
Because I'm an elitist.
We understand
because I'm an
you,
elitist.
Doc. We understand you.
Time out.
No, wait, hold on.
No,
hold
you
on.
asked me
Let
a
me
question.
get my thought out.
No,
I called in. Let me get my thought out.
I'm an elitist.
My thought.
But I'm an elitist.
Okay, go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
That was it.
Go ahead.
That's
go
all
ahead.
I had. That's all I had.
If I did this, I wouldn't have called in. I just want to call. You ain't the only one with a doctorate, Doc. Do you know your audience?
Did I ever say
you
that?
You sound so off the chain. You part of the reason that they went in there and did them tricks, man.
They who?
And
they
did
who?
that, Doc.
Who?
I'm talking about they us. They us. You still have to take care of the village, bro. I don't care how elite Mr. Dr. Sir that make money. No, you seem to forget the audience.
What are you even talking about?
Call in and listen to your, that dumb stuff you be saying, Doc.
Oh,
you can hang up on me. It don't bother me.
Did nobody hang up on you?
You can deal with me. Deal with me. I'll stop talking. I just want. Okay, go ahead.
But you never stopped talking. See? Did I call you dumb?
Okay, go ahead, Doc.
Did I call you dumb?
Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead, Doc.
Answer my question. Did I
didn't
call you dumb? Yes, you most certainly did.
I called you Doc.
No, you called me dumb. The dumb stuff I be saying.
I wouldn't call you dumb.
You said
that would be disrespectful, Doc.
Well, you've been quite disrespectful today, sir. So I don't know why you.
No, I got more. No.
Stop talking because you told me that you were gonna stop talking and let me talk. Right?
True.
So
yeah, go ahead.
You said I don't know my audience. I'm elitist. I got my. So you go on this diatribe and trash me, which is kind of okay. Stop saying and interrupting me. If you're gonna be quiet, be quiet. You go on a diatribe and trash me and act like I'm supposed to be okay taking it, and you could just say whatever you want to me. I don't know my audience. I don't know this. See, there you go again. Let me stop talking till you finish. Exactly.
No,
so you
like
talk about me.
You
talk about me hanging up on you, but nobody hung up on you. Nobody hung up on you. Nobody said.
Come on, you still ain't said nothing, Doc, about your even chicken, man. What do we eat chicken, man? You know we eat chicken, man. I'm
well aware of that. The fact that you have the inability.
You wasn't aware.
The fact that you
that's what I'm saying. That kind of.
Let me finish.
You sound like them.
Why
that's kind of dumb stuff, Doc.
There you go again. See, the fact that you don't hear sarcasm, that's not on me. That's on you. But everybody else seems to get when I'm being tongue in cheek, and I say about chicken. Of course, I eat chicken. I actually said I eat chicken. I said we all eat chicken, but you want to hear what you want to hear. And then you want to call me and trash me as if I'm a roll into a ball and cry or something. I could take it like everybody else.
I'll make you cry. Why ain't trying to make you cry, man? You a grown man. You got the mic, dude.
Okay. You don't understand hyperbole, do you? Okay. All right. Tell you what. You have a great day,
Of course I understand hyperbole. See what I'm saying? Now you want to sail up in there. That's what I'm saying, Doc. Man, you ain't the only one with some degrees, Doc. You're still a cop, man. You're a fucking cop. You're a cop. You're a cop. Stop it, man. Your views are lopsided.
First of all, I'm hanging up on you because you use profanity, so poop, you're done. Second of all, you don't even know what you're talking about because, well, like what? Like it just makes no sense. So evidently he doesn't understand tongue-in-cheek or hyper. So clearly I'm not. Maybe I'll just call myself Ken. Truth in the Afternoon with Ken Harris. How's that? Would that make him happy? That make him happy? Okay. 833-212-1017 is the number. Al, what you think about that last call?
I'm totally lost. Well, what I was going to say, the gentleman who withdrew his thing from Trump, I was kind of hoping he would have stood with it because it would have showed America he's still standing true to what he stands on and his standards, because it's like you're kind of letting somebody bully you by withdrawing. And then my one question for you, do you feel that somewhere down the line too much affordable housing can be too much since they're talking about putting the River West Commons, which is going to be on Houghton, and Center, which is going to be low-income townhomes and condominiums. And I'm trying to figure out how is that helping the inner city progress versus getting people to be happy about low-income housing. How about get them happy about maybe getting an education or a trade so they can boost their economy versus being limited and staying somewhere where it's fixed rent for a number of years?
Well, some people need a stable foundational place in order to build from. And so many times people don't have that. So the federal government comes in and gives mixed-use housing. I remember saying something about it, and I think either the guy that built it or the guy that invested in it or something over on King Drive called and explained the whole deal with mixed-use housing. Some people don't like it because, as I always say, it has nothing to do with race and everything to do with class. And so people tend to get upset about it when, in fact, it's actually needed. When you can live in a stable neighborhood with low crime, send your kids to school, you win. And so I think that's what they're doing. So,
okay, because I was kind of thinking, because I was like, you got that tower on Kane, you got one on Locust, and I just thought, and I'm just hoping the vision don't be lost for the inner city, because in the inner city, we got liquor stores, churches, restaurants, and more low income. And I just was trying to figure out how can we progress the inner city to be just as good as downtown. Because it's always sometimes when they
But what you have to do is make, and I'm trying to speed up because I don't have time. What you have to do is create a space where they are able to be stable enough to build up their income and build up and get a better job, get a better education for their kids. So it kind of answers the question you're looking for, the things you want to bring. It's just sometimes people disagree with the way we do it. So.
All right. Okay, well, thank you very much. All right, y'all take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Empowerment Small Business Loan Program, we're talking about up to $5 million, which for small business owners, we need that. That's like payroll, that's resources. So can you just let us know, what is the program and why is this lending program so important to Old National Bank?
Years ago, our CEO, Jim Ryan, this program is his brainchild. He was working with Roland Shelton, who you know, Denise, out of Evansville, and they identified that African-American business owners, Hispanic business owners, Native American business owners, as well as women business owners had a difficult time in obtaining financing from the traditional credit partners. And so we went out, created a program, launched it last year, 2023. And so far last year, we have helped over 100 successful minority and women-owned businesses with about $25 million in loans. We've already started this year with almost $8 million in approvals, again, geared toward minority business owners and women business owners that normally had difficulties in obtaining traditional credit finance.
Craving something mouthwatering? Head to Munchies, Milwaukee's finest quick-service eatery. You'll love their gourmet egg rolls, wings, loaded fries, and fried fish. And don't miss their signature pasta dishes and soul food options. Plus, ask about their upcoming pound cake line. They're open Wednesday to Saturday, 12 to 6 p.m. Visit Munchies on site. Call in your order or get delivery. Follow Munchies on Facebook and Instagram at Munchies Detroit Style. Check out their website at munchiesdetroitstyle.com. Munchies, where your cravings meet satisfaction.
Ready to glow? RN2 Go Medical Services has you covered. With a top-notch team, including a skilled RN and medical doctor, they offer personalized treatments just for you. Feel fantastic with exceptional post-op care, invigorating IV hydration therapy, and vitamin injections. Enjoy advanced skincare, effective weight loss programs, and beauty enhancements like Botox, fillers, and PDO threads. Rejuvenate with PRP therapy and sculpt your dream body with cutting-edge body sculpting treatments. Why wait? Visit DestinationAestheticsMKE.com now to book your appointment. Your new radiant self is just a click away.
Wisconsin is as hard-working of a place as you'll ever find. People here are tough, but even the toughest among us need help after a serious accident. At Gruber Law Offices, we won't stop fighting for you and your family. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
That's what I'm talking about. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Music Monday. Mr. Johnny Gill will be blessing our eardrums for the next hour and 6 minutes, 5 minutes or so. YouTube chat says, so former president should be above the law. It's not that former president is above the law. When you are in office, they can't pursue a case against you. That's every president. So, and the Supreme Court affirmed it. It ain't got nothing to do with him, and he's not above the law. They'll probably go after him after he gets out. Valerie said, I think chicken eating is like a culture that we love soul food. Italians love pasta. Chinese people love rice. Ooh, talk about stereotyping. Okay, anyway, I'm just being silly. And sushi and so on and so on. Dr. Ken's music is always on point. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. 833-212-1017 is the number. Chicken is a staple because it's less expensive. That's true. That's true. That's true. That is very true. We eat chicken because it was cheap and expensive and inexpensive. So, yeah, that's another reason, too. And parts of chicken was the only thing they left when you were in slavery. That's some of the only things that they left for you to eat. Like, I can't fathom eating a neck bone, right? Chicken necks. Chicken gizzards, never had them. I heard they taste really good. Fried gizzards, I heard it's phenomenal, but it just wasn't part of my, thing. And that people would cook chicken or turkey, and I just never, I just started, anyway, we'll tell the whole family thing later, but, I didn't grow up like that. So, I don't know. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Top 5 up next.
Tuesday, December 3rd is Giving Tuesday, and The Truth is teaming up with Milwaukee College Prep to make a difference for Milwaukee's future. For nearly 3 decades, Milwaukee College Prep has been redefining what's possible in urban education. MCP provides a top-tier K-8 education free of charge to 2,000 children in underserved communities. With less government funding than traditional public schools, MCP needs your support to provide critical resources for scholar success. Join us in giving the gift of education on Tuesday, December 3rd for Giving Tuesday.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win. And how many games? 6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Calling all big thinkers. The world's climate is changing. These aren't new facts, but it means we must think in new ways about how we can live, prosper, and provide energy for our world. while protecting our planet. Engineers are answering the call to create cleaner, safer, reliable energy. Solar power, harnessing the power of the sun to light all corners of the globe. Wind power, channeling a simple breeze to bring electricity to our homes. Hydropower, using the natural flow of water to generate electricity. Nuclear power, engineering advanced reactors that are safer, more reliable, and produce zero carbon emissions. Engineers are leading the way and empowering the next generation. Engineers answer the call. Brought to you by the National Academy of Engineering. Learn more at nae.edu.
My name is Ariel. When I arrived in the U.S. at 19, I struggled to find job opportunities without my high school diploma. My entire life changed when I took a chance and got my high school diploma at age 22. Everything I have, my education, my career, my marriage, I owe to the Adult Literacy Center and my teachers. They were with me every step of the way, helping with my English and math, making sure I push through all the challenges.
Ariel, your success proves that what I'm doing as a teacher has real meaning.
It was an honor helping you achieve your greatness. Now you're helping others achieve theirs. It inspires me.
Education was the key that unlocked all my opportunities.
When you graduate, they graduate. Find free and supportive adult education centers near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the new 1017 The Truth, founded in partnership with American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and the Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. I was just having a conversation with somebody about somebody was saying online, you honestly are half the reason for the loss. Huh? What loss? The Kamala Harris's loss? Did nobody give me $1 billion? How you smoke through $1 billion in 107 days and say it's my fault? Oh, okay. Chicken, so what? You off the rails. Okay. I told Kyle about Tony Tempa 4 years ago when I applied to George Floyd really didn't die because of a knee on his neck. It was a legal police procedure of chest cuffing. Well, it's not chest cuffing. There's no such thing as chest cuffing. it's a way to stop a person from raising up off the ground when they're on the ground. But it never goes across your neck. It goes across it blades across the shoulder blades of your back, right? It never goes across your neck, and there's no pressure. So there is a set limit. There is no set time limit to get the suspect up. Yes, it is. When you get the person in custody, when you have control, that is when you stop. A cop's body weight on a suspect's back is too long, can suffocate them to death. True. I.e. Hyatt Hotel security. We've known that since the 1990s. The system saved itself. I don't know about that. By the way, the rookie cop who followed procedure and unintentionally killed George Floyd was also black. One of them was Asian, I think. But anyway, does that matter? Anyway, all right. That was from Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. 833-212-1017. Oh, let me see if I can do this. I can do it. Here's the number.
Number 5.
Well, it looks like Milwaukee is going to be incentivizing the Popo with a $10,000 pay bonus. Now, I think it's ridiculous. But then I read the story. Milwaukee officials announced plans to offer $10,000 for outside police officers to transfer and work in the city as it attempts to meet state requirements on police staffing. The incentive plan will last 4 weeks. 4 weeks. And require officers to commit to working 4 years in the city's police department. So that's a $2,500 bonus a year is really what you're talking about. The plan joins several efforts by city officials to increase its police force as state pressure from 2023's Act 12 dictates the city grow its number of officers, which was a stupid thing to sign up for, and you probably shouldn't have not signed up. Mayor Cavalier Johnson at a press conference today said, I believe we should, and in fact, we've got an obligation to do this. I'll say it plainly, we need more police officers, and I want there to be more police officers. Act 12 is a funding law that grants the city more state funding, but also requires it to grow its police force to 1,725 within 10 years of the city's new sales tax going into effect earlier this year. In-state officers who transfer will be required to complete an abbreviated police academy, something I've been screaming about since I got here and was teaching at the academy, that at some point, you got to stop this so conservative running of the department that you think you're the state of Milwaukee and you just do what you want and you have to go through this and go through our way. That makes no sense. And it doesn't take 8 weeks to do it either. You could probably do it in about 6 weeks. Out-of-state officers who transfer will be required to complete the full 6-month academy. Transferring officers' pay will be equivalent to their years of service, according to an agreement between the city and the MPA, the Milwaukee Police Association, the union for rank and file. Leon Todd said some of the funding for the program will come through Wisconsin Act 12 sales tax funding. Lateral programs like this have been used by other. We are only, 20, 30 years short of doing lateral transfers. Wauwatosa offers a $5,000 signing bonus for transfers. Seattle has always come to Milwaukee to try to get cops. They offer up to $50,000 for experienced officers. Portland offers $25,000, but the memo noted the city still struggles to find applicants, and that's because we have badmouthed the police so bad that nobody wants to be a cop. And I get it. But then nobody wants to right the wrong. You can only change it from within. You could scream and holler and think you're going to change the world from outside. That's cute, but that's really not going to happen. You have to get in, and you have to be able to change it from within.
Number 4.
This from CNN Business. I thought I heard things, and then I saw this. Macy's announced today that a single employee was responsible for so many accounting irregularities that they had to delay their quarterly earnings report, which the retailer had planned to release tomorrow. The company recently discovered that the unnamed employee intentionally hid $154 million in expenses. I got another story for y'all, too. Over the course of nearly 3 years, prompting the retailer to conduct an independent forensic accounting investigation. The employee, who's no longer with them, intentionally made erroneous accounting accrual entries to hide the small package delivery expenses. Macy's did not say why the employee hid the expenses, and although the questionable expense was a small fraction of the $4.36 billion company in delivery expenses, Macy's recognized between the fourth quarter 2021 through the most recent period. Macy's found that the errors were significant enough to delay reporting its full quarterly earnings until December 11th. Still, the company said there was no indication that the erroneous accounting errors had any impact on their cash management activities or vendor payments. So then what did it? So far, the company's investigation points to one former employee. Investigators have not found any other employees who may have participated in the creation of fake account entries. Oh, yeah, I tell you. Sometimes, well, no, I guess it's not sometimes. It's always about the money.
Number 3.
This from thehill.com. It's an interesting story. Supreme Court will not hear a challenge to a federal requirement that cigarette packages include graphic labels showing the impacts of smoking. The court declined to hear the case. The case ordered on Monday. Tobacco companies R.J. Reynolds brought the case to the Supreme Court after the Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled the Food and Drug Administration requirement for packaging was consistent with the First Amendment. R.J. Reynolds argued that the images require that the Food and Drug Administration constituted compelled speech that violated the First Amendment. The proposed labels from the Food and Drug Administration contain images of tumors, dark lungs, surgery scars, and more, alongside messages detailing what health issues smoking can cause. R.J. Reynolds also argued some of the proposed labels could be misleading and would overstate the severity of the risks of smoking. Cigarettes are responsible for 480,000 deaths annually, according to the presented statement, leading the FDA to encourage the government to end the history of cigarette companies knowingly and actively conspiring to deceive the public about the health risk and the addictiveness of smoking. The United States had not updated labels since 1984, but the Food and Drug Administration proposed 13 new warnings for labels in 2019. And so what they're trying to do is say that the fact that they have to tell you that and put this graphic stuff up is bad. But where do you weigh? Like where do you weigh it, right? Do you weigh it on the side of people have a right to smoke, so let them smoke, and run up their insurance bills and run up their, or do you flip to the side of we want to protect the public and there are more people to protect than there are who smoke? And so if you look at, unfortunately, 480,000 deaths from cigarette smoking versus 367 million people in America, if we can save one person, I don't know. I think it's worth it. And so I'm happy that the court told R.J. Reynolds that, hey, y'all can keep making cigarettes, but I don't know if you can, pretend like it ain't killing people.
Number 2.
From News1.com, on November 20th, Mary Lewis, a black woman, was awarded $2.2 million in a lawsuit against Rent Safe Solutions, a third-party service that provides resident screening and applicant risk scores to landlords and property managers, according to the company's website. The lawsuit stemmed from Lewis being denied an apartment in Massachusetts in 2021, despite her excitement about moving into a brand new home. According to the Associated Press, she was disheartened to receive an email from Safe Rent stating that her application had been rejected. The core of her lawsuit was centered on RentSafe's use of an algorithm to assess rental applicants, which she claimed discriminated against her based on her race and income. The suit alleges that the algorithm failed to account for the benefits of housing vouchers, a critical factor in determining a renter's ability to pay. Mary Lewis argued that this oversight unfairly disadvantaged the low-income applicants who rely on those vouchers. Additionally, the lawsuit accused RentSafe algorithms of placing too much weight on credit information, which it said provided an incomplete picture of an applicant's ability to pay rent on time. The suit further contended that the system disproportionately penalized Black and Hispanic applicants, as they often have lower median credit scores due to longstanding historical inequities, thus making it harder for them to secure housing. And so they agreed to revise certain provisions within its AI algorithm and screening tools that were accused of discrimination in the lawsuit. However, the settlement does not include any admission of wrongdoing. That's shocking. Hey, we gonna make changes that you told us to change, but we not gonna really do anything about it because, well, you know, we weren't wrong.
Number 1.
This from CNN and Yahoo News. Get this. Right when you think people are nice and they're doing their job, right? A former county treasurer pleaded guilty last Thursday to charges of embezzlement by a public official, money laundering, and tax evasion. From 2012 to 2024, that's only 12 years. She bought cars, renovated her ranch, paid personal expenses for her and her family. Jason, how much do you think that she stole from the county? I know you're on the phone. How much you think she stole?
Let's say a couple $100,000.
Okay. A former county treasurer in Arizona pleaded guilty to charges of embezzlement by a public official, money laundering, tax evasion, stole more than $38 million. $38 million. That means on average she was stealing about $3.3 million a year over the course of 12 years, a little bit less. Bought 20 cars, renovated her ranches, not one, ranches, and paid for personal expenses for herself and her family. Elizabeth Gutfar served as the elected treasurer of Santa Cruz County, Arizona between 2014 and April 12th of this year. During some of that time, she transferred funds from Santa Cruz County Bank to her personal Wells Fargo account and a Bank of Montreal, BMO, account, according to court documents. I wire transferred the Santa Cruz County funds from the county savings account and checking account for the purpose and as an essential part of carrying out the schemes to fraudulently obtain the funds for my personal use, all without authorization, she said in a court document. I agree. I owe restitution in an amount of $38,712,100. Use fake business accounts to help conceal the transfer of funds. These account names were materially false and fraudulent. And so she'll be sentenced February 6th of 2025. She could get 35 years in prison. 35 years. Not to mention, she owes $13 million for taxes. Because you know what they tell you is that if you steal money or you make money legitimately and you made it and you earned it, you got to pay tax on it. Even when it's illegal, you got to pay tax. Like, that is one of the greatest laws I've ever seen. Think about that. 35 years in prison, and you got to pay restitution in the amount of Well, I guess it won't matter because on top of the 38, she got to pay tax on it. $13 million in tax. Talk about a double whammy. That's what I'm talking about.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Tuesday, December 3rd is Giving Tuesday, and The Truth is teaming up with Milwaukee College Prep to make a difference for Milwaukee's future. For nearly 3 decades, Milwaukee College Prep has been redefining what's possible in urban education. MCP provides a top-tier K-8 education free of charge to 2,000 children in underserved communities. With less government funding than traditional public schools, MCP needs your support to provide critical resources for scholar success. Join us in giving the gift of education on Tuesday, December 3rd for Giving Tuesday.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Looking for a fun family activity to get into the holiday spirit? Visit or volunteer for Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive in Grafton on Saturday, December 7th. The event is free and we will have lots of fun activities. Capco is dedicated to bring communities together and has collected over 300,000 toys through Kids to Kids. Join us and WTMJ for a celebration of giving and bring a new unwrapped toy to help children in need this holiday season. Support Kids to Kids. Visit kidstoKidsToyDrive.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. You cheating. Just because he was in the group New Edition doesn't mean that New Edition, like, it's a solo song by, see, Music Monday.
He in the song. He in the song.
It's not. Oh, so disheartening. 833-212-1017 is the number. June said the special prosecutor did wait to bring charges against Trump after he left office. That was my point. So, anyway, check with the Supreme Court ruling. That is why I said former president. You said the special prosecutor should not have charged Trump at all. He shouldn't have. Anything that you do while you're in office and something as simplified as just having documents, that all presidents have had documents and had to get called and all that, That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. That's when it looks like you're using the law to run roughshod over people, to be so exacting, right? Obama had papers, Clinton had papers, Bush, and you might take too long and they call you and you bring them back. Was he a little stubborn? Sure. Should you have sent somebody to the house to go get the papers? Sure. But armed gunmen with the right to use deadly force to get some papers, that doesn't make any sense. For any president, I don't care about Trump. I'm talking about you shouldn't do it to Bush, you shouldn't do it to Clinton, you shouldn't do it to Obama, you shouldn't do it to anybody that's the president. I'm just saying. In or out. That's just me. You can disagree or agree or whatever. I know people hate Trump. People hate all that. And then, so instead of arguing the point, they go, well, you sound like you like him. That has nothing to do with the argument or the point. But, you know, it is what it is. People are who they are. And I can respect that. The problem is Trump is now going to be in office, and if he uses the Attorney General's office and use the Department of Justice to go after his enemies or go after people he don't like the way they did him, what are you going to say about it? If you're taking advantage of the rule of law, you're taking advantage of the rule of law. You got to stop. You should not do it. Same for everybody. And so at some point, anything you do in office, and now you accuse him of trying to steal an election when he's in office, you cannot hold him accountable for that. The papers, without the other stuff, the papers was kind of like, okay, you came and got the papers. Okay, we're done. But the allegedly doing, and I'm just saying allegedly, the January 6th stuff and trying to overturn the election, you can't prosecute him on it because you can't prosecute anybody on it if they did something in office. Because I'm going to tell you, Obama killed some folks. He killed Osama bin Laden. He ordered the military and a special, I don't know if it's Special Forces or Delta Force or, I'm sorry, SEAL Team 6 to go kill him. He committed an act of war in a foreign hostile country. And I'm pretty sure somewhere in the world, his name is on an international criminal court warrant for his arrest for killing Osama bin Laden. So let's, put it in perspective. When you're the president, you got to do stuff. And sometimes when you're dumb and do stupid stuff like Trump did, you're still covered. And that's just how it goes. It goes with the office. And it just shows not everybody should be president. 833-212-1017. Good point, June. 833-212-1017 is the number. From Associated Press, did you hear that T.D. Jakes had an episode yesterday? This from Dallas AP. The founder of Dallas megachurch, the Potter's House, Bishop T.D. Jakes, suffered what the church has called a slight health incident, which might have been I don't know. Jake, 67, was speaking to churchgoers Sunday when he sat down and began trembling as several people gathered around him and one person asked for prayers. Bishop T.D. Jakes experienced a slight health incident, received immediate medical care following his powerful hour-long message. His daughter, Sarah Jakes Roberts, and her husband, Torre, said in a social media video late Sunday that he was improving. Bishop is doing well, he's recovering, and he's under medical care. He's strong. The couple did not say where Jakes was taken, and a message left with the church Monday morning did not go immediately. So I don't know about you, but most churches don't open up on Monday. I'm just saying. Like, I don't know what kind of church you go to or but the black church is not open on Monday. You called till you blue in the face. They are not opening the door. They are not answering. Why? Because nobody works in church on a Monday. 833-212-1017 is the number. When we come back, we want to talk about this Florida woman who so now let me go to the talking text line first. Dr. Ken, you're completely wrong. FBI tried to work behind the scenes to retrieve the documents. I know they did. And that's why they went to the house. But you don't send armed police to a house for some paper. That's what I'm saying. there was no indictment until he lied about or tried to cover things up. Cover what up? Cover what up? And I'm asking because I don't know. I'm not asking because I'm on his side. I'm asking because I don't know. So put that in the talking text line, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the AP, the woman who shot that we talked about. We talked about it when it happened. The woman that shot a neighbor through the door and killed him. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Take the stress out of the holiday season with the Milwaukee Bucks. Get all your shopping done with Bucks deal season offers, featuring great gifts and limited time packages that even Scrooge will love. Score deals for everyone on your list, including yourself, from the Milwaukee Bucks and Pfizer Forum. 'Tis the season for cheer with your favorite deer. After all, there's no place like Pfizer Forum for the holidays. Shop the offers today at bucks.com/deal season.
Do you need CPR or first aid certification? A&E CPR has got you covered. With over 15 years in the health and wellness industry, A&E CPR is a trusted American Red Cross training provider right here in Milwaukee. Whether it's CPR, first aid, or AED training, A&E CPR classes give you the skills and confidence you need to respond to life-threatening emergencies. They offer online courses and in-person classes. You can even receive your certification the same day you complete the class. So visit ANECPR.com to get certified today. That's ANECPR.com.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the new 1017 The Truth. Here is Telly Hughes with his truth.
I want to stress the importance of a positive mindset. Everything begins as a thought before it ever becomes an action. So it's extremely important to purposely place yourself in positive spaces to help shape and nurture those thoughts. I know you're probably thinking, okay, Telly, let's be realistic. Look, I get it. You may work with people with bad energy, or you may even be related to people who are negative by nature. In this journey called life, there will be many things that come your way that's out of your control. But what you can control is how you respond. Understand this. You have the right to either tap in or tap out of whatever energy that may come your way. And that's how you can control and protect your positive spaces. The mind is where it all starts. And if your thoughts are centered around positivity, you'll see how things begin to transform. You'll see a noticeable difference between things happening for you versus things always happening to you. You begin to grow through situations as opposed to just going through tough situations. Make it a priority to surround yourself with positive people and create those positive spaces and begin to experience the fruits of what a positive mindset can produce. Trust me, it takes work to creating these spaces, and you have to be intentional about it. And I'm committed to putting in the work because I'm living proof that it's well worth the peace a positive mindset brings.
This has been Truth Takes on the new 1017 The Truth. Listen to Truth Be Told with DT and Telly weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
Westbound on 94, still dealing with an accident at Moreland Road. Left lane is blocked, so that's got backups all the way back to Highway 100. On the eastbound side, starting to see some slowdowns with this thing as folks are slowing down to take a look. Got backups from before Barker Road all the way to Moreland. And then back on the brakes just east of 84th Street all the way through the stadium. Westbound's going to be a bit heavy from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43, watch out. We've got backups from Locust all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge down to the KK River. Northbound is very slow from Fond du Lac Avenue all the way up past Locust. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. For tonight, we got clearing skies, cold and breezy with a low of 25. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, chilly, finally some sunshine, though, a high of 37. For the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 1017 The Truth.
This is Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth, powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Stein. For the second straight week, the Green Bay Packers getting another win, this time dismantling the San Francisco 49ers at Lambeau Field.
19 or so. Jacobs, no shot, barreling forward. Touchdown again, number 3 for Jacobs in Green Bay.
3 touchdowns for Jacobs there to go along with 106 yards on the ground. And the Pack get the 38-10 win to improve to 8-3 on the season. Next up for Green Bay, Thanksgiving night against Miami.
These guys got to do whatever they can to try to get their bodies back, and that's a physical football team we just played. So I'm sure some of the guys are going to be pretty sore, but they're in there doing recovery right now.
And lastly, we'll head over to college hoops, where the 19th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers beat Pitt on Sunday 81-75 to win the championship of the Green Greer Tip-Off. The win improves Wisconsin to a record of 7-0. Next up is Chicago State on Saturday night. This sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris, 833-212. Ken, the indictment says Trump and his team concealed documents and hid them around the... That is true. As the FBI continued to ask for them to show documents in possession, they even had a creative video of people making box. That's true. However, the fact that you sent armed with long guns, dogs, and all that crap for some paper. Listen, that's all I'm saying. That's a bit much. I don't care if it was Trump, Biden, anybody. That's too much. And they were just being stupid. And in that instance, sure. But that wasn't all of the indictment. And I'm talking about the fact that something that he did when he was in office. He took the paper, he was in office. That's that part. So if you did it when you're in office, So we can split hairs. My only concern is that it's across the board. You find out Kamala Harris leaves and she takes some documents with her, like Joe Biden did when he was vice president. That's 30 years old, and I got to get these back. Yeah, they're classified. Are you going to send dogs and men with long guns to her house in California or wherever she's going to move to jack her to get some paper back? That's all I'm saying. Now, granted, they're classified, but that's all. I just want your yay to be yay and your nay to be nay. Simple, straightforward, and all that stuff. I hate to sit up. I keep looking at myself on YouTube, and I'm slouching. I think it's because my shirt's not tucked in, so makes me look like a bum. 833-212. Thank you for that. Who was that, Wayne? Thank you, Wayne. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, a woman in Florida who fatally shot a neighbor through her front door during an ongoing dispute over the neighbor's boisterous children was sentenced today to 25 years in prison for manslaughter. Susan Lawrence, 60, was convicted in August of killing Ajika A.J. Owens, 35, by firing a single shot from her .38 caliber handgun in June of 2023. She had faced a maximum of 30 years behind bars. Circuit Judge Robert Hodges opted for a slightly lesser term amid evidence that she had been abused as a child and had mental health problems. The shooting was completely unnecessary in this case. The judge said the shooting, I find, was based more on anger than on fear. The shooting was a culmination of a long-running argument between the two neighbors over Owens' children playing in a grassy area near both of their houses in Ocala, about 80 miles northwest of Orlando. Prosecutors say Owens had come to Lawrence's house after children complained that she had thrown roller skates and an umbrella at them, which Lawrence denies. Trial testimony showed Owens, a mother of 4 children and black, was pounding on her door and yelling, leading her to claim self-defense fire her gun through the closed door, and kill her. Videotape of the interview said that she feared for her life. She also said she'd been harassed for almost 3 years that she lived in the neighborhood. Jurors who heard the trial evidence did not agree with the shooting, was in self-defense. In a statement to the judge, Lawrence apologized to Owens' families but said that she was literally terrified of Owens the night of the shooting. I so wish I could take it back, this is what she said, and change things so that she was still here. I never intended to kill anyone. So let me get this right. You have a beef with a neighbor. They're banging on your door. Your door's closed. They're not breaking your door down. You could have called 911, but instead you picked up a .38 caliber handgun, fired it through the door, and killed her. And so before people start tripping, she was convicted by an all-white jury. Does that matter? In this instance, no, because the rule of law stood up. Somebody read the law and said, nope, you can't do that. Doesn't matter if you were scared. You can't. The fact that you shot through a closed door and you did not see the person. It's the opposite of, what's that guy in New York? Something Marshall, Daniel Perry, who the schizophrenic guy was on the train screaming and hollering he was going to kill people, but ain't made no move against anybody, didn't touch anybody, and he gets him in a chokehold and kills him. And he thinks he didn't do anything wrong. People talking about how he's a Marine and he saved people. No, he killed a guy. How did he save this guy from harming somebody when he wasn't doing anything or moving towards anybody or having any overt act against anybody to harm them? So now you're telling me that if I say it because I'm mad or if I have mental health issues, it's okay to kill me. Because it sounds like that's what you're saying. If you remove race, he still has no reason to grab another human being who threatens to hurt somebody but hasn't moved to do it. He was making threatening comments. That's not against the law. Especially if the people there, well, I was scared, but did you think he was going to grab you and kill you? It's okay that you did, but did he move towards you to do it? That's different. You just grabbed him. But why'd you choke him? That's just bizarre. Why did you choke this man? Why didn't you just call 911 or tell the engineer to call 911, the conductor, meet you at the next stop, and tell him you got a guy on here that's causing trouble, and let them deal with it? But you didn't do that. And it always seems to be, I hate to say it, a white person who's afraid of a black person because we're automatically looked at as being mean and criminal. Our children at 10 years old are just so smart that they're all criminals. They look at our children as if they're adults. They commit crimes of accidents, and instead of being looked at as a child, they're looked at as an adult. The fact that that kid is 10 years old and they're trying him as an adult and now he's 12, something's wrong with that. Something is fundamentally wrong with America that you would take a 10-year-old and put them on trial as an adult. And it saddens me. 833-212-1017 is the number. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon.
Don't touch that dial.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, the Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sometimes it takes a breakdown to have a breakthrough. And at Vin Baker Recovery, they understand the power of having real support while you're on that journey to recovery. This is why at Vin Baker Recovery, they customize treatment plans specific for your needs. Vin Baker Recovery provides our community and anyone looking for help with access to mental health care and recovery support, helping you treat addiction. So whether opioid abuse, alcohol, or other controlled substances, Vin Baker Recovery helps you get back to the lifestyle that you know will be the best option for your future. Vin Baker Recovery offers licensed counseling and therapy services to curb the mental health problems that have been impacting our communities for far too long. They provide services like medication-assisted treatment, outpatient care, and hub and spoke services with peer support. So what are you waiting for? Vin Baker Recovery accepts walk-ins and appointments. It's just that easy. Just visit VinBakerRecovery.com. That's VinBakerRecovery.com. They're here to help you win the day.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as one business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Bikerfest MKE, where everyone has a place on the road. Bikerfest MKE is a non-profit dedicated to making the motorcycle industry more inclusive and accessible for all. Their programs empower youth with hands-on experiences in STEM, mechanics, and flat track racing through mentorship and real-world skills, preparing the next generation of riders, racers, and builders, giving underrepresented youth the tools to thrive. Join Bikerfest MKE to help build a more inclusive motorcycle community. Visit bikerfestmke.org today.
Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive is bringing us all together again to collect toys for children and families in need.
Join Capco and WTMJ for a celebration of giving on December 7th at the Kazmarek Center in Grafton.
This is more than just a toy drive. It's about kids helping kids. We are learning the importance of giving and how that impacts other kids and families all over Wisconsin.
Experience the joy of giving on December 7th.
And don't forget to bring toys.
Help us make a difference this Christmas. Visit kidstoKidstoydrive.com.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Hey. I wouldn't go that far. He said he saved the best for last. 833-212-1017 is the number.
On your red dress and slip on your high heels and some of that sweet.
All right, you can turn it down. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, from the Detroit Free Press, a sorority and two fraternity members were charged after the death of Wan Zhang last July. How's it just getting out now? Wilmington, Delaware. Two members of a fraternity and a sorority at Dartmouth have been charged in connection with the death of a student whose body was found in the Connecticut River over the summer after attending an off-campus party, police said. Wan Zhang, 20, a student and member of the Beta Alpha Omega fraternity at the Ivy League University, attended an off-campus party organized by the sorority Alpha Phi in July, Hanover police said, in New Hampshire. Most of the people at the party, including Zhang, were under 21, drinking alcoholic beverages provided by Beta Alpha Omega members who were over 21. Police said multiple attendees made a spontaneous decision to swim in the Connecticut River. Why would you go swimming when you're drunk? Because alcohol removes your inhibition, and when you remove your inhibition, you do stupid stuff that you normally wouldn't do. But they had a heavy rainstorm and it chased them out, and no one in the group noticed that Jang was unaccounted for. Or is it Yang? It was confirmed by multiple interviews to include Yang's family that he could not swim. But you went swimming after you get drunk. It was later determined the cause of death was drowning. The report also found that his blood alcohol was 0.167, more than double New Hampshire's legal limit for drivers 21 and over. Police said investigation found probable cause to charge 2 Beta Alpha Omega members who are identified as Matthew Cantronbone and Samuel Terry with providing alcohol to a person under 21. The Alpha Phi sorority was charged with facilitating an underage alcohol house. All the charges are misdemeanors, and the parties involved have been served with summons to appear in court. So think about that. White fraternity, white sorority. Y'all say all the bad stuff about black ones, but interesting. Reported missing after failing to show up at an appointment. This is Yang. Preliminary investigation revealed was last seen on July 6 at 9:30 p.m. Nobody probably said a word. Hey, I ain't gonna say nothing. You say something? No, I'm not saying that. You say something. Yeah. Several emergency state and local agencies, including a dive team from the Hanover Fire Department, the New Hampshire Marine Patrol, and the New Hampshire Fish and Game Department, responded to the scene. Authorities used underwater camera and located the body. Recovered 65 feet offshore about 7:30 p.m. local time on July 7th. Further investigation found that it attended the party at the off-campus apartment building that was being rented by several members of Alpha Phi sorority. Police said, and authorities found evidence of alcohol and initially believed college hazing may have been involved, but I don't think he would be pledging the sorority. So, interesting. And they just got charged since last July. They must have some really good lawyers. See, that's what I'm talking about. When you have a good lawyer, somebody died and you're going to get charged with a misdemeanor? How? How do you get charged with a misdemeanor when somebody dies? And you serve them the drink, and then they subsequently died. Isn't that manslaughter? So, get this. The woman that got scared in the house had some mental health issues. White woman shoots through the door. Black woman banging on the door, kills her, gets 25 years in prison. White kids at an Ivy League school let a person drink to the point where they're intoxicated and want to go swimming on a day that it's storming, and they can't swim. They die based on the fact that you gave them alcohol, and you get charged with misdemeanors. Really? See, that's when I say when it comes down to the fact that how much money you have dictates whether or not you go to jail. Your socioeconomic level, how good of a lawyer can you afford, saves you money. And I think it's unfortunate, but when you have the resources, you can do that. I've been in lawsuits before where I sued somebody and we had a good lawyer. And so for me, a good lawyer is you got paid. If you didn't get paid, you probably didn't have a good lawyer. Even if it's $1,000, right? $500, whatever it is, you got paid, that's a pretty decent lawyer. I'm just saying. So, yeah. Had this been in Wisconsin, where do you think they would be? Under the jail. But before I go, I gotta, we just played the sports like 20 minutes ago, And I thought I heard something on the sports that made me go, wait, what? And then made me go, oh, okay. Because the Badgers are going to Chicago Saturday to play a basketball game with, like, Chicago State. And I went, the Chicago State Cougars? Like the basketball team, like the team that's on 95th and King Drive? Like that team? Okay, let me get this right. The Chicago State Cougars are coming to Madison to play the Wisconsin Badgers, who's ranked 15th in the country. I think they're going to get their head handed to them. And it's going to be wicked. It's going to be a wicked game. I'm sorry. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe Show is coming up next, and I'll see you in about 22 hours. If you don't come back, if you're traveling, as I'll say every day, have a great Turkey Day. Have a great Thanksgiving. Be thankful for what you have and what you've been blessed with. And I will see you on tomorrow. Thank you, DJ Brother Z. What's going on? Yeah, we do the, let's get it. And then, of course, Jason, as always, appreciate you, brother. Hey, God bless. Take care. I'm out.